And we are live. Welcome to another session of Building the Bull. This session is brought to you by the Skylabs and Better Ecosystem. My name is Ryan, and I'm so glad to be your host today. As you're tuning in, go ahead and drop a hi, hello, and let everybody know who you are, where you're watching from. We do have a worldwide audience. We got Carl with us. Welcome, Carl. Happy holidays to you as well. And Carl, hope you're recovering. I know a couple weeks ago you had your surgery, I believe, and so hope recovery is going good and life is good for you, brother. So yeah, the countdown is on. Today is December 22nd. Just a few days left until Christmas. So just curious, does everybody have their shopping complete, their gifts lined up and sorted? I think for the first time ever, this may be the earliest I've ever been done. it's a totally different feeling. I'm usually waiting to the last minute and unsure of what I want to get, and this is the first time where things worked out. So totally different experience for me. But hope you're doing well, no matter where in the world that you're watching from. Hey, if you're brand new, welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the session. We have a great session planned out for you today. We're going to talk about the CrowdX Calendar. We're going to talk about a scout, how the ranks work. We're going to talk about personal preferences, a little bit about market cap and how that plays into your personal preferences. And of course, we're going to take a look at some projects on the CrowdX Calendar. Hey, welcome, Meng. Hope you're having a fantastic day, brother. So in the last year, we've paid out over thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency to our community members. And these members are people who post projects on our CrowdX Calendar. And, the last hot streak bonus we paid out was 15.5 BNB in bonuses. And we have another bonus coming out, another payout happening. It's going to be about 10 BNB. So a lot of crypto being paid out. And the beautiful part about this is it's all about crowdsourcing, people working together. Now, over the last year, 16,000 crypto projects have launched. And how would you like to get paid to share quality crypto pre-sales on our CrowdX Calendar? That's exactly what these sessions are all about. It's designed to equip you with the knowledge, resources, and experience to support you in finding great projects. As a community, we work together to find projects that have potential, while at the same time, we bring up projects that may have concern or red flags. And for the last 8-9 months, we've recorded over around 100 plus live sessions like this where we support the community in navigating the CrowdX Calendar, finding 2x and 100x crypto gems, at the same time, like I said, paying out thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency in the process. Now, we do host 2 live sessions like this every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, same time every single week. So with that, I want to do a quick update on a project we talked about earlier in the week. I don't know if it was earlier this week or if it was end of last week. Whatever the case, this is IMPT. We did talk about this. We had actually hopped into their Telegram group and we were looking for some details about the project. And it was funny because we couldn't determine whether or not the pre-sale had wrapped up, if there was going to be another round. And I'm literally the guy who's asking, hey, is there another pre-sale? And they're like, dude, mate, the program's launching tomorrow. So super funny to see that. But yeah, so they had a bit of a rough start. But one of the cool things is right now they're trending on DEX tools. They've been fluctuating around with number 1, number 2, number 3 all day today. And they have a lot of volume coming in this last 2 days or so. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart and see what happened here. One thing to note: currently, their market cap is sitting at around 45 million. Okay, this is a massive project. Okay, volume in the last 24 hours is close to a million. We got 983,000. We got 17,000 holders. And this is a really big project. Okay, really big project. And one of the things I wanted to bring up, and this is something that Roman had asked in our Discord group, and if you're not a part of the Discord conversation, definitely invite you to come check it out. You can find the description in the comment section, or you can find the link in the description below. And Roman was asking, what's an ideal range, reasonable range for market cap? But there's a lot of variables, things to consider with market cap, and I definitely am not an expert on it. I've done a little bit of research, and I just wanted to break down my really elementary understanding, and what I read and how I read into this. So, for example, I don't know what the market cap was at launch, but it's easily, right now if it's sitting at 45 million, it was easily, I don't know. I mean, it could have been 60. It could have been 80. Hard to say. I mean, right here we're 30% down, but it was massive. It was massive, and so the question of market cap comes up, and so these projects do all of this marketing, and again, this is my experience. This is looking at projects. This is my understanding of how this works, and I could totally be off base, but definitely feel free to add your comments to this discussion, so we can all learn together and grow together. So what I've seen and what I've witnessed is a project will spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising, building that initial base community. Okay. Now, part of that community is going to be people who are looking to exit as soon as possible, and part of that community is people who believe in the long-term project. They believe in. They're less about let me get this quick gain, and they're more about this could be a major player in the space, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. And so they're holders for life. They're holders for a long period of time. And all projects are going to attract different types of people, but that's just how it's going to work, okay? Now this launched and had a massive market cap. Okay, like I said, I don't know what it was. Maybe we could look real quick. Let's see. Oh, hold on a second. Let's go over here and search market cap. That's current market cap. Let's see. I wasn't. If I was thinking clearly, I would have done this ahead of time. But oh, that's interesting. That is a good question. So we don't know what the market cap was necessarily. I mean, this is saying pre-sale the market cap was 20.5 million. How can the market cap after launch be 50 million? That's a good question. Okay, so we don't know what it was. Let's just say it's substantial. Okay, this is a big market cap. All right, and so to get a 2x, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get to double the market cap to get a 2x. It doesn't work like accurately, like specifically just like that. When you double the market cap, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doubling the price. Okay, but it's an idea. It's a range. It is maybe a way to potentially estimate and get a feel for how much volume it could potentially take. Okay, so what I'm saying is, all the marketing, all the AMAs, all the lead up built up to this point right here. And then at launch, it just kind of looks like, I don't know what happened. They were talking about getting listed on an exchange and things like that. And maybe there were some delays, maybe something, who knows? Who knows? But price dumped a little bit. But if it didn't, let's say it didn't dump, it was going to take a lot of volume to double the price. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, take a look. Let's go all the way up here, and let's say to get a 2x, let's say you got into the pre-sale price. Let's say pre-sale, we're just going to do the listing price. But 2x is all the way up here. Okay? So it's going to take a ton of volume to get up. Let me delete this real quick. There we go. It's going to take a ton of volume to get up all the way up here to the 2x. Okay, it's like that analogy of like the elevator. There's different people getting on and off the elevator in this space, and some people's goals are the first floor. Some people's goals, obviously, if you got on the first floor, you probably wouldn't want to get off on the first floor because that's where you got on. But second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Some people want to go all the way to the top. But different people are going to be getting on and off. Okay, and so the marketing efforts, they build up into that point. Okay, they prepare the pre-sale, the private sale, all that's there, and then ideally, when it's launch time, new buyers come on board. people who didn't know about the private stuff, that people didn't know about the pre-sale, and they're hopping on board hoping that, they believe in the project and so on. Okay, it takes a massive amount of volume. Now the thing is, I believe, from what I've seen, unless it's super, super hyped up, it takes a little bit of time to build that true community who is there for the long run, and less about the moon boys and moon girls who want that quick pump and they want it out and they're over and they're on to the next quick pump. They got to get that hit, got to get that adrenaline rush. Okay? And so it takes time to find that. And so, I've seen a lot of projects do this. But the fact of the matter is, when you have such a high market cap, let's just say it was 20 million actual market cap, it's still going to take so much volume to hit even the second floor, to get off the elevator. Okay, some people don't want to wait for that. Some people are like, okay, I'm out. I want to move on to the next one because they're all about the quick in and out. Okay, it just takes time. Okay, but it takes so much volume to move the needle. However, if there was a project that had a tiny market cap, a really small one, little buys are going to have big pumps on the chart. Like, just these small buys. Okay? And so, why am I bringing this up? Well, one, Roman had talked about it, brought it up, and I think it's a great discussion for us to work together and think about. But two, as a scout, when you're scouting projects, I know we may not think about this as a negative thing, but there is the potential for big market cap projects to not take off. Okay? Because it takes so much volume. It doesn't move the needle when all that volume's coming in. And so I'm not saying that it's necessarily a risk. It's just, as a scout, it's just something to consider, and also something to add to your notes as a scout. Adding that to your notes. So, when you're doing your scouting report, just saying, hey, market cap is going to look like it's going to be this. And that can support you in notifying and clearly communicating proper expectations to the community in your vetting report. It just allows people to have an understanding of what's really going on, and what are the potentials, what are personal individual red flags and things like that. At the same time, the flip side is, if there's a project that has a really low market cap, it's worth bringing that up as well. Because sometimes projects with a really small market cap, they tend to have the possibility of some shenanigans, maybe some foul play possibly. Maybe a team or a project team that's not necessarily in it for the vision, they're just in it for themselves. Meaning they can put a couple $100 in, it pumps up the chart, it gets people excited, other people start buying, and then they dump. They rug, they pull out the liquidity, they do those type of shenanigans. Why? Because a tiny market cap project can explode massively. I saw a fair launch project the other day that I was auditing, that they had a soft cap of 1 BNB. they had one BNB, okay? 1 BNB soft cap, and obviously they hit the soft cap, but they launched with 1.5 BNB contributions, okay? The moment money was put into that project, once it launched, it skyrocketed. And so when you come to a chart and you see this, you get excited. When you come to a chart and you see this, you're not that excited. And so when you see a chart that's just going crazy, it does create the opportunity for people to be like, oh man, let me FOMO in. Let me get in this thing. And if the devs are in down here, if the devs have their own tokens, or the team has their own tokens, all they got to do is make price move a little bit to create FOMO and maybe create this avalanche of other people buying. It's a way to manipulate what's really going on. And so price skyrockets, and you're like, oh, hey, let's do this. And they're just waiting for the moment to exit and take everybody's money. And so I don't have an answer on what is the sweet spot for market caps. Just like what is the sweet spot for a fair launch. I'm sure that if we put our heads together, we could probably look at some data and say, hey, you know what, this is a really good market cap for launching. Maybe this is a really good, fair launch, raise. that can support us in learning. But I don't have enough data. I've looked at a ton of projects, but I don't have enough data to say yay or nay on some of that stuff. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that's helpful on that part. To recap that, higher market cap, it's going to take a lot of volume to move the needle. And I believe it's going to take a longer period of time because you get to find the right people. Once all the people get off on their floor, and you're stuck with the people who actually believe in the project long term, you start finding more of those, price is going to go up. But it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to get there. Okay, it could take time. It could take like real tribalism, real community, virality. And, sometimes real projects don't have that virality. Sometimes real projects are boring because they look like this. They look like this. So that's not exciting. People, the moon boys and girls, they want to see this. They want to get their rush. They want to get their hit. At the same time, low market cap projects could be really risky because one small buy, two small buys could pump the price. You think it's mooning, you hop in, and they got the controls. So hopefully that's helpful. Welcome, Phyllis. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome, Louise, Broman, Chris. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Oh, we got Metallarite in the house. Merry ho ho to you, my brother. Roman says elementary understanding is better than no understanding. Thanks for teaching. Discussing market cap was helpful. Glad it was helpful. Because I had some questions about it early on, and like I said, I'm definitely not an expert on the subject. Just what I've seen, and what I've researched and what I've experienced. And so if anybody else has any feedback on that, by all means share or hop in Discord and join in on the conversation. Now here's an interesting thing. We're going to come back to market cap here in a minute. Okay, we're going to come back to market cap here in a minute because this is important as a scout, and it's kind of something to consider. I mean, I know some scouts will consider it, some scouts probably won't, and that's okay. But it's worth considering. It's worth considering. Another thing was, this move right here. Obviously, you never know when the bottom is going to be. But if you happen to catch the bottom, that's a 2.6x. Now, obviously, from the pre-sale price, this is considered not profitable for the 24-hour time frame. Okay, but those who really like this project, clearly there's a lot of volume coming in now. And that's, I think that's very revealing. Whenever you see a project do this and then not come back, that's revealing of how the marketing or how the community is interacting and reacting to what's going on. And when you see a project that, post-launch, once they've had a bottom, they start going up again, that's a good indication that, the marketing messaging, I feel, is hitting the mark. They're finding some people who are, looking for what they're doing. I mean, right here, some people sold at a loss here. It's possible some people bought here and they got a little bit of a gain. Let's see. 50% to 1.5x. But like right here, there's a different story. There's not massive sell-offs happening in here, but there are some, there's some pretty big gains. So anyway, 2.6x. So that's a quick little elementary discussion on market cap. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tracker here. And we're going to talk about Scout Ranks and how the way the process is built in, how it's really supportive for all different types of scouts, all different types of preferences and things like that. So if you look right here, this right here on your user profile, this bottom arc indicates voting, this right arc indicates the scout, this left arc indicates the vetter rank. These are all the ranks, okay? And these 4 bars here, they represent the 4 different time frames. They represent the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and the overall. Now, when I say that, those are the time frames that we rate a project's, whether it's profitable or not profitable. Okay? That's where that is right there. So the day, the week, the month, and overall. Okay? Now, here's a beautiful part about the way this system works. The hot streak rewards are strictly based on the daily time frame. Okay? And the daily time frame is we're looking for at least 1 hour where price was above the pre-sale price. Just 1 hour within the first 24 hours. For the 7-day time frame, we're looking for at least 24 hours above the pre-sale price in the 7-day time frame. Okay, which is, you got the first 24 hours. Now you have a new next 7 days. So you're looking for 24 hours above the pre-sale price in that 7-day window. It doesn't have to be consecutive. Okay, it could be up 4 hours and then down, and then up another 4 hours and then down. Okay, then the month, so after the first day, after the next 7 days, we got a total of 8. Okay, so from the next 30 days after the first 8, okay, we're looking for 7 days, 7 full days where price is above the pre-sale price. And that would be considered profitable for the month. The way the overall works is really simple. If any one of these time frames was profitable, you get an overall vote. Up, positive, it was good. Okay? The way that works is any one of these, and what this is saying is, was this project profitable overall? Meaning, is there someone who could have benefited from this being on our CrowdX calendar? If the answer is yes, it gets a profitable overall. Here's the great thing about this. Let's say a project tanked on the daily, and it tanked, and it never came back on the weekly, and it still didn't come back after the month. But eventually, it rose like a phoenix from the ashes and was profitable. Guess what? It will get an overall rank. Okay? It will get an overall score. And what this is designed to do, it's literally designed to support projects and support scouts who have different styles. Okay? Have different styles. Some scouts, they're all about the memes and the hype and the risk to reward. And other scouts are about utility and safety and consistency. And some scouts are in between. And some scouts are about gaming. And some scouts are about reward type tokens. And it's all personal preference. But the way the ranking system works, it balances it out. So again, you could have a project that is true utility, a great team, and it just happens to struggle for the first 38 days. It happens to struggle for the first 3 months. But if it were to turn around and eventually be profitable, it would get an overall score, which is awesome. That's a win-win. Okay, that's a win-win. It's truly a balanced system to support people in finding what works best for them. Okay, so when you're looking at scouts, you may see that they're all purple, and then the first bar is purple, but the rest bars are, these 2 bars are red, and this bar is purple as well. What does that tell you? That would be a scout who's really good at finding 24-hour winners. Okay? That's what that would indicate. So if you see color variation on this, it means that certain time frames, they statistically over time pick more projects that do well in those time frames compared to the other time frames. So if there's one that's beige or if there's one that's red, that means that the 30-day time frame, they don't do really good at all. Maybe the 7 days beige and the 24 hours purple. That would mean that they do really good picking 24-hour winners. They're not that great at picking, 7-day winners, and the projects that they pick do not last 30 days. And why is that helpful? Well, it just allows users of the platform to get a better understanding of the scout's history and track record. Now, this is only as good as the consistency of the scout. And I don't mean that negatively. Some scouts exclusively post meme-type projects. And when you know that, that supports users using the CrowdX Calendar. Now, if there's a scout who posts anything and everything, that might be harder to tell how good they are at picking projects. Meaning, we may not know, unless you looked at all the data, that, for example, let's say that I post meme projects and I post 3 different projects. I post memes, I post utility, I post gaming. okay, and my score is all over the place because of that, you wouldn't know what my bread and butter is. But for example, Dante's Amundo and Radical, they're exclusively meme type projects. And so, like, you know what you're getting when you look at one of their projects. You know it's going to be a meme. You know the process they have in place. You know that historically they're running a 60 to 70% success rate, and average of all projects is a 3x. And so, like, that supports, as a user of the platform, that supports you in understanding and deciphering the information. You can't find that data with me, because unless you looked at all the data, you may realize that, like, oh wow, I'm 100% on gaming projects, I'm 50% on utility, or let me back it up. I'm 100% on utility, 50% on memes, and I bomb on gaming projects. If that were the case, you would realize, now it would take work to figure that out, but you would realize, you know what, I probably don't want to look at a project if Ryan scouted it that's a gaming project. Why? So historically, it would indicate that, like, hey, like, that's not my bread and butter. You know what I mean? Okay? And so, right now, I look at this stuff from an auditing perspective, and I can see the scouts' personalities and things like that. And, some scouts that have a 50 to 60% success rate with, a 1.5x gain, average gain overall. And there's some scouts who have a 70 to 80% success rate with a 2x gain overall, average. And, that stuff matters. Now, here's a crazy thing to think about. Going back to our conversation about risk and reward. Strictly speaking, from a hot streak reward strategy, IMPT token is a risky move because of the high market cap. Okay? On the flip side, let me lay it out like this. Scouts who consistently post utility type projects historically have a lower streak average and lower average overall. Why? I would imagine it's because some of these utility type projects lack the hype and excitement and craziness and degenness of some of the meme projects. Some of the meme projects have a much higher overall average gain than utility. Why? Because some of those projects, yeah, they may tank, they may be risky, but when they go, they go. Okay, so some of the projects, the highs for the utilities in this particular season that we've been in, the last 10 months or 12 or 9 months that we've been doing this, utility projects have not put out the same as the meme projects who massively took off. Okay, if that's making sense, give me a thumbs up when I'm explaining. If it's not making sense, say it or let me know, and I'll try to explain it differently. There's a balance between risk and reward. Okay, utility would be super safe as far as a profitable project overall, but when you're looking at the hot streak scoring system, yes, meme projects are much more riskier. There's a lot of things that can happen, and they probably will not last the long run. But as far as your overall streak average and your averages overall, it's going to be higher because the risk to reward. Safer over here with meme or with utility type projects. Safer, more consistent, steady over time. And also, these are the projects that are going to be around for 30 days plus. By the way, that's not a coincidence. Clearly, these projects, yeah, they can pump, and yeah, they can drop, and they're gone. They're going to last, 24 hours. They're going to last 7 days. The likelihood of them lasting 30 days is pretty small. Okay, so as a scout, as you're finding your way, as you're finding what you're looking for and how to navigate different things and finding your space, that's something to consider. That's something to consider. And again, it's a game within the game. And I know that some scouts, it's not going to change anything that they do. And that's totally fine. That's the purpose is not to impact what people are doing. The purpose is just to share ideas as a community and share ideas together. And what I can see from the data side of what's going on. So hopefully, whether you're a new scout or whether you're a seasoned scout, you could see how this stuff works and go from there. And Roman says it'd be nice to have a short section of scouts share their personal styles. Yeah, definitely. I think that there's room for that. Bringing some life, bringing some authenticity to the users, to the scouts, instead of just this person, this number that we don't know who it is. Being able to see Phyllis's bio and see stuff. Absolutely. Being able to see Metalluride's bio, being able to see the stuff. At one point we had talked about having the ability, and it's still the thing is there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes to get the Launchpad up and running. So some of these ideas are up for discussion, and can definitely make it work. It's just not happening right now. What I've always thought would be cool is, these 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. And this would be a loss down here, not profitable. So that's under 1.1x. So it's under 10% gain. I think it'd be cool to see something like this where there was a 2x. Here was a 5x. Here was a 2x. And so when you go to a user's profile, Roman, to your point, not only do you see their bio, but you also see their historical track record. And you can see oh wow, they're currently, you're able to pick up right away what their success rate is. So for example, knowing that a scout's success rate is 60%, or knowing that a scout's success rate is 70%, that can support that number. Those numbers are valuable, incredibly valuable to the users in our ecosystem. Okay, and to also see that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 3 more, and so I'm just throwing this out here. It would absolutely not work this way, but this is worth considering. So if you know that this particular scout is 70% success rate over hundreds of projects, that they had 2 in a row that were losses. It's not going to be indefinite. Every project you're out is going to be a loss. Okay, but it could support you in realizing hey, I know that this is what their numbers are. It's likely, it's possible that the next 3 projects could be this. Why? Because they've at 70%. Okay, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying base your things based on numbers like that. This is the crypto space. It's totally wild, random, and chaotic. I just like numbers, and I like probabilities, and I like stacking probabilities in my favor. But no way, shape, or form am I saying to ever invest based on this model right here. But I don't know about you guys, but I would think it'd be super cool to, when you go to a scout's page, let's just go and check out whatever scout this is right here. Okay, when you go to their profile, look at all this empty space. Look at this. This would fit perfectly right here. Okay, you got their you got the name right here. You got the bio, and then you have their live. Okay, you have their live record of projects. I mean, that right there is going to be game changing for us as a community, as a platform, because also now we can visually see what's happening. We can visually teach and train based on data, and I think that's super, super important. Super important. Metalluride says perhaps we could eventually have a hot streak for 7 and month timeframes for those looking to. Yeah, definitely. And that was something that when I introduced a hot streak in the beginning. Right now we're doing it for the 24-hour time frame exclusively, to just because there's a lot of moving parts to keep it all together, but almost like a pilot program. And it's definitely on the table to have that as well, because right now it's set up in such a way where it's benefiting types of projects that do well in a 24-hour time frame. And when we continue to build out and grow and develop, we want to represent all time frames and all scouts. So Metallic Ride, 100% with you, man. 100% on that. And like I said, I did bring it up in the beginning to track all three, but we decided it'd be best to master the one before we scaled to the others. The great news is, the auditing team tracks all the data and records all the data, and that's there. So what would also be cool is on this tracker page right here, if there was like a button that, right here is the 24-hour time frame, here's the 7-day time frame, here's the 30-day time frame. And like you could literally click it, it's going to show you the results for the last handful of projects for the 24-hour time frame. And you click the 7-day, and it shows actual that. And then you click the 30-day, it shows that. I think that would be super cool. Really, really cool. And a great addition to the platform. And there's some really cool UI stuff that we could do, and that we've also I've also looked at some designs, some of the original Vetter designs. Some UI designs that we had. So there are some things in the works, but like I said, majority of the focus from the dev team is on the Launchpad and getting that up and running and making sure that is good to go. But no, this would, I would be like a little kid on Christmas morning when some of this stuff gets up and running and out the door. I'd be super excited. Super excited. Roman says, historical snapshot of the project's success would be a great addition to the Scout profiles. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that, it just goes back to the overall theme that I've been saying for weeks, not weeks, but months, just brick by brick. We getting one thing set up and like, okay, now that's functioning, it's working. Now what's the next brick that we lay as perfectly and precisely as we can lay, and then move on to the next one and lay that one, move on to the next one, lay that one. And the great thing is there's a really solid foundation for us all to build on, and things like that. Roman says, Roman's all about holding for the long term. Ride, including microcap plays in the ranking system. So that one's a little bit different. I like the idea. The microcap, I don't know. I can't give you an answer right now. My initial thought is there's a lot of different ways to calculate how good it was. You know what I mean? Like, you calculate the microcap play based on when someone posted it. Okay, so you posted it on December 22nd. So, like, all gains from December 22nd is when it counts. I don't know. I don't know how we would do that. I don't know how we would do that. But I'm sure that there's some way. I'm sure there's some way we could figure out a means of winning and rewarding. Because, I mean, Metallic, you are a great shot caller. You're a great caller, and I've said this before. You're building a brand and niche, a little pocket, and you're doing a great job with that. And as we continue to grow and stuff, and when there is the microcap section or the Vetter Vine type section, I know that you're gonna rock that. So I know exactly why you're asking. I understand why you're asking, because you're really good at it. Right now, I just don't know how to score that, but that's just because I'm on the spot right now. But I'm sure that we can put our heads together and figure out something, because there's a lot of potential there, massive potential. And I know that Mike is really excited about that as well. I mean, that's something that he's really excited about on the microcap side. Because, like you said, there are some big plays there. Hey, welcome, Ralph. Hope you're having a great day. All right, so we did a little bit of we talked a little bit about market cap, we talked about scouting, we talked about the hot streak, and now we're talking about vision and future. So man, this call is off to a great start. I say great start. We're already 40 minutes in, so I better jump into a project before we run out of time. Now there was a project I was going to take a look at today, and I did want to give a shout out to Meng Peng and give a shout out to Roman. Both of them posted their first project on the calendar, so congratulations to you guys. That is fantastic. So let's see if we can find Ming's or OG Frog Pay. Oh, there we go. So I haven't taken a look at this project yet. I was just briefly reading over Ming's notes here. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna look at some upcoming projects, and I try to look at it from the eyes of myself as a scout. And, as a group, what do we like? What do we dislike? Okay. And the reason for that is it's just a process to sort through projects together as a community and on the live session. And, this is just merely a process in that step of crowdsourcing. Okay. And crypto is risky. In no way, shape, or form am I telling you to invest. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm simply going to share my thought process while looking into some projects. And, let's face it, sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. It's all subjective, and I'm okay with either side of that. Okay, the purpose is not to be right or wrong, but the purpose is all of us to share ideas and our insights so we all can become better. Okay, so again, not financial advice. And if I ever say something like super negative, again, it's not directed at a scout or directed at the project itself. It's just that maybe I see something that catches me off guard, and I'm just speaking openly and candidly. Like, oh, this website sucks. Like, that's not to be taken personally. That's clearly my opinion. But it is worth noting, because if one person feels that way, or one person feels uneasy or confused, it's worth noting that maybe that website's confusing. And so, the dev team or the project owners may want to consider that. If users are confused on how to find information, or how things look hideous and it turns people off, I mean, that's worth knowing. Okay, worth knowing for sure. So with that, let's go ahead and get into Frog Pay. And again, this is Meng's first project, so congratulations, brother. Thank you for letting me know about the project, and thank you for contributing. All right, so Frog Pay. So first off, I like the feel of the, I think it's called like the 8-bit kind of graphics here. Like that's cool. And Mr. Froggy moves around. So right off the bat, I would say that this is a custom website. I could be wrong. But right now, the vibe I get is, I don't think that this would just be a plug and play. We could create this today and get our website up and running today. I think that there's some energy that went into this, some intentionality, and some money, some funds went into this. Again, my opinion could be totally wrong, but it has a good feel to it. Like, there's some stuff on here that is different, and it functions. So we got like the feel of typing stuff in, like coding. We got the 8-bit feel. Okay, we come down and like things are consistent, so you cursor over these and they move up. That's pretty cool. There's a video here. I wonder if that's a YouTube video. We'll get to find out. Yeah, I mean, like right now everything's working. Everything's working, which is that's comforting. I mean, sometimes we see stuff and like it doesn't work. So like right now, it's all working the same way. Okay, except this right here. Okay, so this is only the first thing. So, but we went down to the whole page. Okay, the whole front page. We made it all the way down to the bottom until we found something that was like, well, what's going on here? They just left the coming soon. There's nothing here. But that's not a complaint. This is just me looking and curious about it. Yeah, so Metallaride, so sometimes projects list Certec coming soon as a carrot on a stick. Okay, so first of all, we would definitely want to get an answer on what's going on with Surtech. Okay, is it really coming soon? Is it just like, hey, Surtech post-launch? That is something we want to know right away. Because that can create some. The audit itself can bring a level of legitimacy, and could distract from other things. Because, oh, hey, a Surtech's coming. If they keep saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but it never does, it's like, hey, what's up? All right. And also, I noticed we have a light paper and a pitch deck and a logic paper. I've never seen a logic paper. I wonder if that is similar to the white paper. I wonder if it is. All right, let's go ahead and read this. World first decentralized chargeback option in the blockchain. Yeah, must be white paper. Send decentralized crypto payments to strangers. Send protected crypto payments to strangers. Send trustless crypto payments to strangers. All right. What is FrogPay? We got a trailer here. We got 2 videos on the website. Are these the same ones? That one's, oh no, we got 2 different videos. I like it. We'll get to see if we can check it out on YouTube. Decentralization and security finally together. Okay. JDM and Judge and Earn, our revolutionary jury dispute management system, fair and decentralized, anonymous votes earned by judging transaction. How does it work? Start SBS journey, open full-size scheme. Okay. Man, they have this mapped out really, it flows really well to get you the information that you need. Child-proof UI and UX. We believe in building products years ahead, paying attention to the smallest details, making them simple and easy for people. So we have a desktop demo and we have a mobile demo. Roadmap. Eggs. Phase 1. Here we are in Q4. Light paper, pre-seed round, website V1. Seed round, pre-sell through IDO. All right, let's take a look at who he is. No thanks. All right, creation was July 10th. So it wasn't created yesterday or last week. Let's take a look at the team. So they have their own team information in a PDF. Wow. Hey, this is pretty cool. I haven't seen this before, but you guys know this is the question that I'm asking. So when I see a team member, I'm looking for the name, socials, their position, but their background. And the question I have about all this stuff is like, why him? So like, this is the first time I've seen a project answer that with literally, saying why him. So we got Antonio, founder of AB Network Consulting, 6-figure consulting business with 13 collaborators, founder of 6 e-commerce brands with 2 million compound annual revenue. 4 of them were successfully acquired. Why him? Work with over 100 collaborators. He knows how to lead a team by creating synergy in a group. Adequate financial management, learned through his experience, enables him to understand how to allocate resources to achieve the team's goal. Exceptional ability to learn and achieve under pressure. I appreciate this effort of name, position, social, experience, and why. I think that's really cool. I cannot think of a time I've asked this question to myself, and the question's been answered through bios, but this is the first time I've seen it laid out like this, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. What do you guys think? You like that? Sometimes it lets me just bypass logging in, and sometimes it doesn't. Interesting. Yeah. What do you guys think of that little team bit? And another thing, it looks like they took this out of their white paper and just made an individual PDF for it, which is pretty cool. What do you guys think about that? Let's take a look at their light paper. I like the consistency. We got the same dude looking up this way. same dude looking up that way on the light paper. World's first decentralized chargeback on blockchain history. Opportunity, chargeback issue. If a person makes a purchase of any kind on Web3, they don't have the option to request a refund or chargeback, losing their money forever. This gives scammers the opportunity to act freely, undermining people's safety, which is always a priority when it comes to money. Foolproof use. If you send money to the wrong address, there's no way to ask them back. Mistakes always happen, even when we're careful. Statistically speaking, they will always occur. We need to de-responsibilize. Did I say that right? I've never read that word before. We need to de-responsibilize people from this program by giving them the possibility to request them back. Our solution. FrogPay's technology allows the first chargeback refund in blockchain history thanks to our JDM governance system. It eliminates the risk of losing money and being scammed for the first time since Bitcoin was created. We will introduce for the first time the ability to take back your money, eliminating forever the scams and uncertainty associated with this emerging world. Peer-to-peer payments are irreversible. In the old era, in the new era, they are reversible thanks to JDM. How it works? 3 benefits. Reversible peer-to-peer transactions increases safety. Judge to earn, it's an income opportunity. Automatic profit shares between holders, investing incentives. So I guess similar to how Vetter works, there's some crowdsourcing model, which I guess users, token holders have the opportunity to look at maybe disputed transfers or things like that. Um, 2.9% transaction fee. And this is really detailed. We've been looking at some really good projects. You guys are great. I'm getting projects from you guys. We've kind of had a bit of a dry spell with we talked about this. Had a bit of a dry spell with looking at some projects that Roman summed up nice. It sounded like womp womp womp. It sounded like womp womp womp, but we've been looking at a couple projects here lately that have some oomph to it. Let's take a look at the logic paper. Here's where they're going to get deep in the weeds. All right, so the light paper is a quick summary of what's going on. And if you want to dig deep into how it works, why it works, all that stuff, we got the logic paper. All right, let's take a look. So we do have the demos available. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. Well, maybe I should create a test wallet so then, we can try these different things out while we're live. But I'm not going to do it right now. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at old Telegram. Actually, I want to go FrogPay. I want to go to YouTube. FrogPay. See what we have on FrogPay. Okay, I like it. All right, just have a handful of videos. Okay, handful of videos. Oh, whoops. Let's go to the actual. All right, so we have the trailer and we have the technology. I don't know if these are embedded or not on the website. I don't know if these videos right here are actually the what's the YouTube videos are embedded, or these are actually on the website itself. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's not the YouTube videos, because the view count's pretty low. You know, this video for the JDM technology only has 30 views. That's pretty low. And again, this is not a foolproof metric of checking interest. It's definitely not a foolproof thing. This has 163 views. It's just what I got. You know, if I had other tools to tell me how much traffic the website was getting, it'd be, you know, it'd be nice. But this is what we got, and that's okay. That's all right. Let's see. Coin Launch Lounge. I saw that there was an AMA with Coin Launch Lounge, which that's a nice introduction there. Okay, and we also have an AMA with WellCoin Talk. So 10 days ago, 12 days ago. Okay, as Metallerad pointed out, we do have other languages. Now, I don't know if this is the same project. This one is the same project or not, actually. These may not be the same project. Actually, I don't think it is. No. Does not look like it. Some of the stuff that pops up here whenever whenever you're searching random, obscure cryptocurrency programs. We got an alligator eating a frog. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the old Telegram. Whoops, there we go. So we got 20,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. This looks like an announcement channel. So maybe we will find FrogPay group. Oh, so okay, so we have an announcement channel. It's on the website, and then Mang got us the actual group. 21,000 members. That's pretty chunky. Let's see here. Click to prove I'm a human. All right, I'll start it up. Oh man, they're asking real questions here. Oh, good thing I passed. That would have been embarrassing. All right, so we got 21,000 members. And only one pinned message? Surely not. Let's see here. What am I trying to do? Oh. Surely there's more than just one pinned message. Okay, hi everyone. As you've all seen, the launch didn't go as planned. Our expectations were different from the result for this. We apologize to the people who instead believed in us and continue to believe in us. To all these people, we want to say one thing: it's not over. The raise was supposed to accelerate the MVP's construction, not determine its start. It will be longer than promised, 30 days, as we will have fewer resources to invest in it, but the MVP is proceeding and will be implemented. If you have participated in the pre-seed or want to do it, write me because I have some big news for you. So kind of weird that there's just one pinned message, unless Telegram's acting funny right now. Let me do this. Let me add to pre-sale. Let me add FrogPay. FrogPay. Save. All right, go to pre-sale. All right, let me close out of this. No, just one pinned message. That's super strange. So right off the bat, so we have the ability to engage on these posts here in Telegram, but no one's doing it. So I find that to be kind of concerning. We got the same messages just being spammed all over the place. Let me go back down. So these messages are from the 15th. That's like a week ago. So let's see what kind of activity we have lately. Just some highs and hays. Gympad. So the private sell was on Gympad, and that was on the 15th. Okay. So they wanted to raise 50,000 BUSD. They only raised 1,100, 1,200 BUSD. Okay, so that's kind of concerning. What's more concerning, I suppose, though, is like that's from 6 people. So like, okay, so it would appear that these numbers are totally bogus. Totally bogus. There's no way. There's 21,000 members, and only 6 people contributed. So, lots of body bots. Yeah, we got a ton of bots. December 4th was a busy day. all of this is on December 4th. Oh my goodness, what a day! What a day! Oh, good grief! It just keeps going, guys. December 4th was Attack of the Bots. This is all December 4th. All 20,000 members. Okay, so ever since I made the comment about December 4th, all of those were very good project bots. So I'll stop when we get to a not December 4th. All of these, oh, right there. All of that was December 4th. There's like hundreds of messages. Okay, so that's kind of concerning. So they have a heavily botted Telegram group, hardly any engagement. No one's liking any of this stuff. I mean, let's look to see if let's go before the 15th and see if there was engagement leading into the private sell. Because right now it's just a bunch of just random stuff in here. So what's kind of concerning is, I mean, they did the AMAs with some good projects, good groups, but like, where are those people? I mean, did they not? Maybe they didn't like what they saw. I don't know. Let's look at AMA. Yeah, so the 15th. Oh man. There's lots of spam. Just posting the same stuff over and over again. Oh, good grief. So why do that? Let's see if we can find a recording. They recorded yesterday. Okay. There's AMA with Wellcoin Talk. Okay, that was with Coin Launch Lounge. Okay, so it looks like there was 2 AMAs, Coin Launch Lounge, and which I like. I like Coin Launch Lounge. I think that he hosts some pretty good AMAs, and Wellcoin Talk. So it goes back to my question that I brought up last week. You know, where are some engagement? Did that just pop up? Where'd that come from? Is that the only thing that has engagement? Hey, I know this guy. Is that the same? Diego? What? I thought that was King Astronaut. I guess it's a similar profile pic. That seems like they might be the only. That might be the only post that had engagement on it. Maybe that's where that community is. They're over here liking this post. All right. Let's see about marketing. So, given the fact that their community is full of bots, and they only had 6 contributors who raised $1,200. Oh, there's more info on their subscription channel? Let's see here. Now, Metallic Red, when you say subscription channel, do you mean this channel, or is there another channel? I'm not sure if you're referring to something different. What kind of comments do we have here? Well, there's travel ad, December 13th. So how many pinned messages we have over here? We have 15 pinned messages here. Whoops. December 2nd was the first one. So the group was created on August 5th. Team Pass KYC at Assured DeFi. Oh no, we got some bots here too. Oh, hey, there's some engagement. Ninja Lounge. So they've done a handful of AMAs. Maybe this, maybe that Telegram group that we were just in, maybe they don't. Maybe that's not a very good run group. Perhaps. Huh. Nordic Wells? Yeah, they had a lot of. So this is even more confusing now. Like, when I only saw 2 AMAs in the other group, I was thinking, okay, maybe they're just not very good at marketing their project or creating hype and excitement. But there's a handful of AMA groups, some pretty well-known names and stuff. But like, I'm really curious to listen to an AMA now to see why people are not interested in the project. 6 people contributing, average of 200 each. Not even 200, less than 200 each. Makes me curious. I mean, I guess it goes back to what I was saying earlier. That this is definitely a utility project, and I guess people get to be excited about it to show up. I mean, let alone show up at launch, but like show up to the pre-sale. Actually, that wasn't even a pre-sale. That was a private sale, was it not? On Gympad, wasn't that a private sale? Special sale. So like, this is not even the pre-sale. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but like, really interesting. Really interesting. The website, the vibe, the feel. For me, it feels way different than how Telegram looks and how the sell actually went. Okay, there's a big difference with that. Yeah, I mean, this over here is a way different vibe and feel. This stuff, way different vibe and feel than these numbers right here. Like, that's wild. That's crazy. All right, let's take a look at. Let's go to Twitter. 8,000 followers on Twitter. They did a space with travel ad. Or I don't know if I'm saying that right. Travel ad. I think I was calling it travel ad, but travel ad. Travel ad. All right, so Twitter's not their space. Twitter's not their thing, and likely. This is probably botted as well, just based on the stuff, based on what we've seen elsewhere. Yeah, so Metallic Right asks a good question. Is the utility out? Is it working? Is it functioning? Great project. Win Lambo, sir. They'll get some Lambos whenever they can fill their private cell. Man, I don't know. So there's a really big disconnect for me right now. There was a lot of potentially, some boxes were checked with the level of detail that was going on here. And then, like I said, there's a level of detail in all these things. And then you look at the private cell. And the private cell, that's like the deep pockets, And then you look at Gympad, you look at Twitter, you look at Telegram, and it's like, where is everybody? Like, what's going on? What's going on? So, here's a video. I bet this video is the video that's on YouTube. It is. I mean, so like even on Gympad, there's only 163 views. How long does cell go for? Went for 48 hours. The cell was 48 hours long, and only 163 people were there. Let me compare that to CoinOfficial. Where is Gympad link? Where is the Gympad link? No, they may have deleted the link. So it's got to be somewhere. I mean, I guess I could look at it on Pink Cell. I didn't want to, but I guess it works the same. Okay, so now Gympad's video. This is combined with CoinOfficial's video on Gympad, combined with it being on Pink Cell as well. We got 528 views. It was uploaded 10 days ago. Yeah. Oh yeah, Meng is saying they were really responsive before the private cell. So it looks like some things have shifted and changed a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a project that I think it's it seems to have some boxes checked, but I do have some concerns around. I guess I just don't know what's in the gap. Why weren't people interested? Oh, what I was going to say a minute ago. Is it that time of year? Is it the fact that it was, at the time, a week, 10 days before Christmas? Is it the fact that whatever's going on with FTX, whatever's going on with Binance, whatever's going on with the overall crypto space, are these things impacting a lot more of these projects? Is it impacting some of these projects that may not have the kind of hype and excitement? Because I mean, they were doing AMA tours. How do you do 6-7 AMAs, and then you only have 6 contributors? I mean, same thing with Master Key Finance. Master Key Finance did like 36 AMAs. They did AMAs with every single group. They had given out like 390 whitelist spots, and after extending their pre-sale a couple days because they didn't fill it, they still ended up with only 130 contributors, and like 30 of those people were likely not even on the whitelist. And I guess the question that I'm having is, and this is just a general for all of us to understand about where we are in the market. People are constantly talking about in our community, marketing, when's marketing, when marketing, da-da-da-da-da. Clearly, we're in a space and time where things are working different than what they worked last year or even 6 months ago. And the type of marketing that attracts people to show up from a pre-sale is way different than the type of marketing that is utilized for people to utilize the platform. And so I'm just watching launch after launch fail on projects that check some serious boxes. And these launches are failing. And it's happening more frequently. And again, I'm just throwing out there, is it just a combination of everything going on? Last month of the year, right around the holiday time, people are afraid and jaded because of FTX or because of Binance, because the overall crypto market's down. What is going on? It's one thing for projects in the same network to struggle, but now we're starting to see projects in other networks struggle. I mean, even Coinofficial. Coinofficial was connected to some really successful project owners. They only had 125 contributors on Gympad. They then go to PinkCell, where because they're offered some big deal with the owner of PinkCell, and then they only have like 90 contributors. On Gympad they raised 130 BNB, 135 BNB, but on PinkCell they only raised like 69. Like, it's just, it's really fascinating where we're at right now in the space. And then at the same time, there's other projects that are doing great. There was a project that someone was talking about in our community that they launched and ended up doing 100x in the last week, and now they did a stealth launch, and so I think there's something to be said for that. But I think we're just in definitely interesting times. I've never seen this many failed pre-sales, and I think and I would consider Coinofficial a failed pre-sale. I mean, they ended up going back to the private sale investors and doing a buyback because the price that they got was so much different than the actual money that they raised. And the reason they went to PinkCell to launch or do the raise there was because they only raised 135 BNB on Gympad, and that wasn't enough. So they go to PinkCell so they can raise more, and they only raised 69 BNB. We're in an interesting time. I mean, I find it fascinating. But I don't know. Something's up. Something's different with the space right now. Something's different. But yeah, I think that to Metalluride's point, I think that there's definitely a lot to continue to look into with this project, FrogPay. I just the level of detail and intentionality behind it, I think it's pretty cool. It's inspiring, really. Metalluride says, his opinion, hype is 100% current project success. It doesn't matter how good the game is or how awesome utility is. If there's no hype, there's no project, period. So projects that have built a lot of hype and excitement is what is driving it. So from what Metalluride's been watching, the hype train, people just hyped out of their minds. And I guess, people talking to other people and things like that. Definitely interesting times. And this is, I think, in my opinion, this is one of the really valuable things about what we have as a community is to share these ideas and thoughts, share what we're seeing so we all can get better. We all can, do our own research, do our own due diligence, share what we're seeing in the space, share what we're seeing from different launch pads, share what we're seeing from different networks. What are we seeing with projects that are doing great? And like Metalluride said, one of the things he's seeing is hype. People genuinely excited about a project and what's going on there. So, hey, great session today, guys. Again, Mang, congratulations on posting your first project. Curious to dive deeper into this and follow their journey. Hopefully they don't get discouraged and throw in the towel. This is a roadblock for them. So hopefully they don't just pull out. But clearly, to their point, this obviously was not enough money to continue production on what they needed to produce. And like Metalluride said, this could be interesting. This could be interesting. Sorry, I lost my train. Oh. So Metalluride's point of, he asked a minute ago, he said, hey, is the utility fully built out yet? And who knows? This private cell could have been what was used to fund the creation of the utility, and now they're going back to the drawing board to say, hey, you know what? I don't know what we need to do right now. How are we going to make this work? And so that's something to consider. But yeah, definitely interesting. Definitely worth studying, learning, following up, seeing the progression, and seeing what's happening here. So, with that, hey guys, thank you for a great session today. Lots of contribution, lots of ideas. You guys were dropping some good info. Really appreciate that. It's Christmas this weekend. It's Christmas. Meng says, don't remember how far they come with the utility, but I think they're pretty far along. Can't update the project at the moment. Technical issues. If the utility is built out, we should offer the. So Metalluride, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think that this is so the other piece of this puzzle. So here's what's kind of interesting, guys. We see these projects that are struggling. Okay, we see these projects that are struggling, and I'm perplexed on why they're struggling to raise the funds, given the work that they've done. I'm just perplexed, but it is what it is. But that does create the opportunity for relationships to be made, and to show and introduce them to what we have in the ecosystem that we have. And so I think that's a great idea, man. That's exactly what I was thinking about. So Metalluride, if you want to reach out to him, or Meng, whoever, let's just not all reach out to him, or we could all reach out to him, whichever. But just like if you guys have no intention of reaching out, I'm definitely going to reach out. So you guys figure it out. But no, I think that while it's maybe it's perfect timing. Actually, I'm confused on why these things aren't working, and maybe it's working. It's not working because they're supposed to be launching with us. I know that sounds a little bit corny, just slightly, but there's a little bit of truth to it, really. Like maybe a window of opportunity closed for them, but maybe it's good timing for us. Who knows? But it's definitely worth having a conversation. So, hey guys, Christmas is this weekend. Christmas is this weekend, and so I just wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. Whether you're traveling or spending time with friends and family, or whatever plans that you have, even if it's solo. I just want to say I'm thankful for you guys, and I'm thankful to be a part of this community, and I hope that you have a fantastic weekend and life experience. Far often in life, too often in life, we get overrun with things that really are not that important. And I've found that relationships and quality time and experiences are super important. I connected with a friend yesterday. Who he and I went to preschool together. All right, so like we're 4 years old when we first met each other, and I just had seen that he had recently left his job. He was struggling. He was a bit depressed, and I just reached out to him and said, "Hey, man, do you want to meet up?" And we haven't talked in years. I'm saying we haven't talked, and we graduated together, but we haven't talked in like 20 years. And so we met up for lunch yesterday, and because I just someone's struggling, I wanted to make sure that he knew that he wasn't alone, and he had someone to talk to. But we just started talking about being kids growing up, and playing together, and all the different adventures that we had. And I remember there was a creek in our neighborhood, and we were out there catching and killing snakes, like water moccasins and cottonmouths. I mean, it was really silly that we were doing that. But we just have all these kind of crazy stories. I mean, I remember I was riding my bike down the street, and they were both on my left. I'm looking at them as I'm talking, and we had to be in the fourth grade. And all of a sudden, I run into the back of a car because I wasn't paying attention, and they're just laughing at me. And I say all that to say, man, those memories, I'll never forget, and those experiences, and we're in a season of life where maybe it's challenging, maybe it's difficult. And I invite you to look for ways to create experiences with those you care about, and people you care about, and not get caught up in sometimes all the chaos and all the negativity. So with that, I'll end like I always do. Life can be short, so for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I care about you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this awesome community. And I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. And we will be back same time, same place next Tuesday. So with that, I'll see you guys in Discord. Bye for now.